Cricket. Cricket? I'll teach you.
Pretty little angel lies. Pretty little angel lies. Pretty little angel, pretty little angel, pretty little, pretty little, pretty little angel. Little angel lies.
Angel eyes, I really love you so. Angel eyes, I'll never let you go. Because I love you, my darling angel eyes.
Little angel lies.
Whoa, freak.
Lay down, boys, take a little nap. 14 miles to the Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap. 14 miles to the Cumberland Gap.
Today, that combination of Scots-Irish and English and German settlers has created the unique way of life of Appalachia.
Cumberland Gap, 14 miles to the Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, 14 miles to the Cumberland Gap.
Well, I pulled out of Pittsburgh, heading down the eastern seaboard. I got my diesel wound up, and she's going like never before. There's a speed zone ahead, all right. I don't see a car in sight. 6 days on the road, and we're gonna make it home tonight.
Yeah, how does it look behind you? Have you seen any bears back there anywhere in front of you?
You hear the accent all over the middle American area, but it's especially associated with truck drivers and with Citizens Band radio, too.
Wayne and Reba Maroney are a husband and wife trucking team who drive their rig down the freeways and highways of America.
Reba's got a more southern accent than I do. I was born in Louisville, Kentucky, and I got more or less that Mason-Dixon line north and south accent.
Well, my rig's a little old, but that don't mean she's slow. There's a flame from a stack, and the smoke's glowing black. It's cold. My hometowns are coming in sight. If you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
A concrete cowboy is someone that's just a gear jammer, kind of a rawhider. A rawhider is someone that gouges on a truck, treats it rough. He doesn't care about how he gets the gears crossed up, or he's just rough on equipment, and they don't stay around long.
In the jargon of CB radio, truckers speeding in their rigs or rides are always on the lookout for police, whom they call bears and county mounties.
Live Aid has chosen to spend the first of the money from its pop spectacular in the quagmire of Sudan. But can they succeed where one of the world's largest relief operations has ended in chaos? The rains came early, at the end of May. Their arrival was a cruel irony. So eagerly awaited as the key to survival, the rains now threatened the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. Only 20% of the food that the region needed to survive until the harvest was in place. From June onwards, the relief operation in Darfur was overwhelmed by daily crises. Here, just outside Jenaina, a raft was the only means of supplying the Asane refugee camp of 25,000 people. This woman had just walked across the border from Chad. She had been lured to the Sudan by the reports of the relief operation. The runway, unused to such heavy landings, began breaking up. The airlift had to switch to a nearby desert strip dating back to the Second World War. After each takeoff and landing, local soldiers had to clear the strip by hand. Near Jenaina Airport stood the local army's entire fleet of trucks, all of them cannibalized for spare parts until none were working. Tim Farr, a young Land Rover engineer, gave up his vacation to help the relief operation.
Yes, complete engine.
Why complete engine? Why?
Because this engine is out of order.
Journeys that would have taken 3 days in the dry season were now taking 3 weeks. No one really knew what was happening in the villages outside Jenaina. An authoritative survey by Oxfam estimated that over 500 children were dying each day in a neighboring region. To find out for ourselves, we helped repair an army truck by providing batteries, dynamo and fuel. We intended taking 100 sacks to an area south of Jenaina which had been without food for a month. When we finally departed, it was with an escort of soldiers who were there to guard not against the hungry, but against armed bandits. In the first minor wadi, a mile out of town, the truck's six-wheel drive failed completely. The villagers waded into the water to claw away the mud. Even though a second truck was found, it lacked the proper towing equipment. The villagers finally unloaded the sacks, in the vain hope that the vehicle might be freed, but by next day the grain had been returned to Jenaina and the mission abandoned.
And so it gives me very great pleasure in congratulating everyone concerned to cut the tape and declare open the final section which completes the M25, this £1 billion investment in Britain's future.
The traffic, the speeds, the way in which interchanges are bunched together. For the unwary, the M25 can be a battleground.
What we got? In here, you see. Get a split on this guy. Yeah, I'll go in and get him in. Get him up left corner, jacking it, see that blade through underneath. Right? Right for cutting. Mark, what are you doing? Nothing happening. Say again, over. I haven't turned up yet.
1986 is European Road Safety Year, but still, 8,000 people will die on the roads. In fact, this time it was just an exercise for the Hertfordshire Emergency Forces, preparing, admittedly, for what they fear will be the inevitable. For the Kent and Surrey forces, reality was a foggy morning in December 1984. 9 dead in a 26-car pileup. It closed the road for 2 days while the breakdown men were called in to sift through the wreckage and tow it all away. A ghastly sort of a job.
The top bands play at night in the clubs. The clubs in Matonge start up around 10 in the evening, but it's a slow start. It's usually 3 in the morning before things really get going, and then the music will continue till dawn.
After the Civil War had saved the Union, Americans worked to unite the country literally with a railroad. It happened in 1869 at Promontory Point, Utah. The age of mass travel would open up yet another frontier for American English and cause a further leveling of American speech. The age of the iron horse shows the power of a mighty new technology to open up fresh horizons for the English language. All fired up, getting up ahead of steam, letting off steam, the engines might be in the clear, backtracking, or going off the rails. Curiously, it's one of those areas where American and British English took different tracks. On America's railroads, not railways, it's ties, not sleepers. Freight, not goods. Car, not carriage. Switch, not points. Baggage, not luggage. Conductor, not guard. the railroad found a special place in America's imagination, putting the country's energetic spirit on wheels, sweeping its people and their language to the remote corners of the Union, stirring the melting pot of American English.
This train is bound for glory, this train. Now this train is bound for glory, this train. Whoa, this train is bound for glory. If you ride it, you must be holy. This train is bound for glory, this train. Wow, wow, wow.
The glorious age of the steam train has inspired a whole range of metaphors. A driver who didn't have the right of way was sidetracked. A single track gave us the one-track mind. A place too small for a station was a whistle stop. Now we speak of whistle stop tours. When engineers talk of streamlining, executives of railroading, drug addicts of mainlining, and politicians of the gravy train, they're all using railroad slang. If you're successful, you make the grade. But when you're down and out, you reach the end of the line.
This train don't pull no gamblers, this train. Oh, this train